I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Anyone?
And we are live!
Oh!
Stay away from me if you're contagious. Alright, welcome back to the deviantART Podcast, brought to you by Hoffmangler Studios, available at deviantARTpodcast.com. I am Chris Hoffman, Hoffmangler. Next to me is...
Joshua Butterfield, the Josh Mangler.
Next to
I
him
bid you
is...
good day.
Joshua BLC.
Joshua BSLC.
That's right. Jeremy Gates, Steampunk 38, coming at you live.
Ish. At one point he was
live right now.
It is live.
What's happening now?
Right now.
Right now. It's now. What's happening then? That was then. When
This
did we have that?
is now.
Just now.
And sitting next to me.
Soon. Okay.
Whoa.
Mark Avo, the Mark Avo on deviantART, and you can check out my crazy writings on Big Shiny Robot.
I like how there's this just little... Okay, there was this little space between you and Jeremy where Jeremy's just like, I'm out of the way here just a little bit.
Well, we
All
are
right.
on a boat.
Is it too early in our process for us to jump our own shark at this point?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
If there were sharks, we would love... There's a shark? I'd love to jump it.
Let's
Bring
jump
it.
that shark.
So what do we do on the DeviantArt
what
podcast?
do
We find amazing art and look at it.
Yay!
Look at this art! It's amazing! So today we have another amazing artist. This is Muju. Or Muju? Muju. I'm going to say Muju. And from Singapore.
The description, the name description is Pencil Mogwai. So, do not feed Muju after midnight.
After midnight.
right.
And
Don't get him wet.
also, do not get him
Don't
wet.
get him wet.
Save the water.
There's
And-
only 2 rules.
Yeah, just amazing artwork. This actually, the front picture here, which we're going to take another little look at later, was something that came up on the front page. But one of the amazing things that we saw through this is process. Mark was suggested that this episode be about process because you can see, it's inspiring actually for artists to look at something that's so finished but see where it came from. So what...
I love it when artists do this. It's
Yeah.
such a cool thing to say, here's my start point, here is every step along the way.
Right. So here's Mark's pick. This is a rough
here-
sketch.
Yeah. Well, rough.
Rough sketch. Once again, like we joked about this, like I said, I would strangle everyone in this room to their death with my bare hands, apologizing the whole time.
And it,
If I could. I'm so sorry, this is necessary.
Just finish up with a...
But then tomorrow I would draw I would draw this stuff and not feel so bad.
oh, you draw them so they have a memory. Of
Right.
And I think that's great.
and yeah, sell them at Comic-Con.
Well, the reason why I like the sketch, besides we're going to show the process, is that you'll see later on the amount of motion and the vividness of that motion. And right here, the motion is just with pencils, right? But look at all of that. It's the
Super dynamic
axe,
pose.
Yeah, the axe was just whipped behind the back.
The motion.
It's
just
impossibly
coming
huge,
right
but
at it,
she's
yeah.
wielding it somehow.
Well,
Again,
Oh, anyway, yeah, I'm just saying, like it's all
got
part
some
of the
big
distortion.
so role players, once again, this looks like a almost like a diclave or something like that. Okay, not exactly,
Oh my gosh,
but
yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
from
Exalted?
Exalted. Actually, she could be a Solar Exalt.
Totally.
From Exalted. So role players, ho!
But once again, you've got like
Colors
this
in the
motion.
hair.
All the smoke is framing the subject. Lots of really cool foreshortening here. Shadow in the back, so you can see the
Right.
arm is in the back.
Interesting
You know what really?
designs on the legs.
Yeah, interesting design. This reminds me of Witchblade.
Oh yeah.
Yes, totally.
One other thing that's really interesting here is everything else is kind of chaotic and rough.
But look at her face.
But look at the precision of the face,
Yeah.
like meticulous.
Almost feels a little bit like what anime would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the rougher anime.
It's almost like this is the mind's eye version and the drawing version of a camera that's focused on the face, and everything else is
Yes.
blurred because of motion. And I think that's a really clever mechanism, not done very often.
This is
No,
actually
no.
an artist thing. This is if in comics and art like this, if you get the face right, you can get away with murder on almost anything else.
Feet.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, then just-
Well, he doesn't do the faces right though either. So I mean, he's just a mess. Yeah.
But I mean, can you imagine this as a finished full page spread?
Yeah, finished. Exactly.
Yeah. No, this is super awesome. There's something that has the challenge has been
Accepted,
set down.
The bar has been set.
Yeah. Double page spread.
Oh, and by the way,
with
she has
border.
kicked previous ass. There's a big notch in the axe, so she better get that looked at because that's going to be harder to.
The integrity.
Anyway,
You can't really buff that out. You got to put some Bondo
Gotta
on there
put some
and
Bondo
fix up
for
your,
sure.
your axe.
Okay,
so
so my pick, moving right along with the concept of progress, the artist takes us all the way through a particular piece. And so once again, you see the rough sketch, you see the basic coloring, intermediate coloring, and then the final piece.
From the video game Mass Effect. Amazing video game with a terrible ending. But
Really?
yeah.
Which one?
It's
Well,
controversial.
which ending? All of them.
It's controversial for sure. Well,
But
you can't have that much build
It's
up.
really cool.
My name is Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite painting on DeviantArt. Go ahead, sorry.
We're jumping the shark.
And
Sorry.
now for something completely different.
But this is like digital, right? I'm not far off on that.
Digital art. Yep.
Yeah.
Completely, we're talking like from the digital pencils up through the color wash and then bringing it out with layers through digital painting.
Well, you can see where he's fixing stuff along here, where he's brought the neck out a little bit. Like here, it looks a little bit. This once again, like I would be so happy, like if I could take a pill and draw like this tomorrow. But he's fixing a lot of stuff in here. He has the hair framing the face a little bit better.
Goes over the eye.
The hips are a little bit further down so that you can see they're in the right place. Like this is like he's just freeing himself up. He's like, oh, this is kind of where everything is going to be, and then every step of the way just takes away stuff that's not supposed to be there and puts stuff that's supposed to be there.
Yeah, I would liken this to how some sculptors work. Is you start with a block of clay and they see what they want to see in there, and they're removing pieces until all that's left is what they want to show. That's what this great artist has done here. Is they started with the block and the format, and there's a lot of extra lines, superfluous stuff there just in, and then they're just chipping away at the things they don't want and moving it around a little bit like a sculptor would do with the
And like we were talking about before right here, not much change in the face. I mean, he kind of nailed that on the first go.
Yep.
And it doesn't really change. It's everything else in here that
Jeremy,
goes along.
tell us what you like
No,
about it.
that's
We have
all right.
cut you right the hell out. I blame this guy. I blame this cat right
Yeah,
here.
we like your favorite one. I'm going to talk about my favorite one.
We're going to vote him off. Let's take a vote right now. Chris Hoffman off the island.
See, watch you running the mouse.
Yeah, now you're talking.
I have one job on this ship, and it's to say everything the computer
Okay,
says.
so really the whole point, though, it's just everything that we've talked about. It's the progress. And for another artist to see an accomplished artist and how their process works is very helpful. Not that you necessarily want to copy, but it's really nice to be able to see how they got from point A to point B and take that and use that in your own artwork.
So, yeah, am I doing it right? What
Yeah.
am I doing? I myself have sort of dipped my toe in the digital realm, and my favorite
respect.
part is that I can that's totally ruined, and just sort of take it away or add it like they're doing there. But to get to this finished process, I think would take hundreds of hours.
So, one last quick thing. We're really dwelling a lot on this piece of art, but I think it's really quite remarkable. But if you look at the background, and if you really look at it, it is not random colors. That is a shop.
It's a city
That is a
scene.
little...
That's the Citadel, yeah.
Yeah, like that is, or something in the background, but there's a distinct building there, and there's motion in the background.
And rain.
And rain.
It's very Blade Runner.
Yeah, absolutely. What you're seeing here is you're not seeing this person standing in a swath of color. What you're actually seeing is you're seeing the blurred motion of a city vibrantly beating behind this person. It's awesome because they've accomplished that with brushstrokes. I couldn't do that with a camera. It's really cool because I'm picturing how fast the things in the city are moving behind them.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Beautiful piece.
Super awesome. So, Mark?
Josh. That would be Josh.
Right.
Mark, we're done with yours. Here's Josh's.
So the reason I like this one is because I am a storyteller, and I love the fact that this is a story. There is this entire story that you can see just with the images, and you know the comment down here from Muju is more old comic stuff. I would love to see the rest of this. I'd love to see the whole story unfold and watch this painted story. One thing that's really tough, I think, is the melding between the artist and the writer. So a writer says, hey, here's the story that's happening, and the artist interprets that and says, this is what I'm hearing, and it's the fusion of those two things that makes comics such a cool media. And so this is just fantastic. It's not only is it great art, it's laid out nicely, it's telling a story.
I like the vintage look to it.
Oh, it's very, very much got a vintage look. In fact, Steampunk 38, please note some steampunky elements in here that I think are...
I saw that right off the bat, and I love it.
A steampunk horse, foreshadow.
Right. The goggle curious here,
I
for some reason, a strap on that side of the head.
Why not? It's like a sling.
Well, it's like that's when you see things that are steampunk, because it's like, why the hell do you have that on there? Because steampunk. Which is cool. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's where it is.
Oh, and by the way, daily
this was
deviation.
this was a daily deviation.
Look at the borders, and I know Chris, a big comic guy like me, Yannick Paquette, I can't remember pronounce the name. But look at the earlier books in the New 52 Swamp Thing.
Oh yeah, okay,
And the borders that just completely come to life and bring out the panels. It's sort of like a Fables book. Fables really sort of leverages that kind of method of storytelling.
Okay.
And in here, when you surround your panels with more storytelling, it just breathes more life. Imagine
that's not wasted space to this artist. It is part of the story because it's framing it in a way that.
And look at how many a picture paints 1,000 words. Well, there are how many pictures on there painting thousands of words.
Yeah,
beautiful. I think that's maybe 70,000 words. I mean, don't quote me. It might be 75,000. You're welcome.
Okay, Chris's piece.
This was a piece for. This is the. Yeah, if I'm right, this is the Diablo III fan art contest. This was the page that we came in, and once again, everyone looked at and was like, "Wow,
the magic."
Yeah,
the floating magic ball of mana,
the flowing cave.
Are those daggers?
This is one of those pieces that you could stare at for an hour.
Yeah, I would love a painting of this on my wall. I would love huge version of this.
I would kill the emperor of some country to get.
We're really angry people here.
We want to kill.
Is this one available by Muju?
Can we buy the original? I don't want to buy the print. I want to see the brush.
Oh wow! Here, I didn't know this was gonna zoom in anymore.
Look at the scrolls hanging down. I mean, is this a shugenja? What is this? I mean, the flowers on the it's almost Japanese like. It's almost like a kimono.
Look
oh wow! You can download a high resolution version of this.
Okay, that's my wallpaper forevermore.
Just download it.
Look at there's the sketch and then the final piece of
more process.
So here's what's amazing to me. Look
at that.
Wow.
That's what it started out as.
And again, look, nailed the face.
Yep.
So awesome.
So go back to their profile for a quick second. 418,000 for this.
I think so.
So, for some reason,
this doesn't.
This person has not been discovered by every human being who likes art in the known universe.
Which is a shame.
That's a shame. This is amazing stuff. I mean, that one piece of art right there is. I mean, there's got to be an award I can send this guy.
Right.
Or a dead emperor. I don't know.
That wizard should be in the next guy. Like Dungeon Master's Guidebook or something like that. I mean,
absolutely.
That's the quality of that work. Is you expect to see it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go up to Farewell Stormy Lover. Mark and I were talking earlier. He really, like I do, really likes the samurai and loves that, like the female samurai and the katana and all that stuff. There's some really cool samurai pictures here. It's very, very well done.
Wow,
that's awesome.
It's got some wonderful stuff. So,
okay,
go find this artist, like them, follow them, give them a llama, give them 3 llamas.
The llama trio. Don't just like them, love them.
Share, and if you do like it, share.
Share it. Yeah, exactly.
But
it to your
respect
favorites.
the artist's rights if they don't want you to do something like that. But DeviantART is for sharing, so Sure.
Now we never got a question packet from this artist, but
Wilson.
check out this journal entry. Here's the theme list for Project Cool Story. Please vote on which setting you like best: Samurai Steampunk,
Oh, yes.
Cyberpunk,
Absolutely.
Magical Galaxy Spanning Empire, Future Arthurian Legend, Modern Fairy Tales, Japanese Horror Folklore, Gone
Heroic
Medieval,
Lovecraftian.
Heroic Lovecraftian Fantasy,
Please. Yeah.
Add cyberpunk to any of the above.
Heroic Lovecraftian Fantasy
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
With a steampunk samurai.
The
Yeah,
coolness has
exactly.
actually blown up my mind.
Yeah.
Muju,
Awesome.
we love you.
We are out of time. We're going to keep looking at this, but we're going to turn off the camera and we're going to keep talking about this. But if you, Josh, know of an
Me?
amazing gallery, if you have an amazing gallery, or you know someone who does,
I do.
and you would like it
Muju.
featured
An artist
on the
on the podcast. Check it out.
on DeviantArt Podcast, don't forget to subscribe. Say goodnight, Jeremy.
Good night, Jeremy.
Good night, Jeremy. Oh, I think we were all waving.